back, class. I'm Mr. Betts, and with me today is Mr. Avanian, and we're going to do FaceApp'd President's Review. Mr. Avanian, do you know what a FaceApp is?
Not really.
FaceApp is an app in which I take your picture, and then there are a whole bunch of different filters, and it can make you smile because you don't like to smile, and it can make you a young boy or a young girl or somebody of the opposite gender. It's a lot of fun, and the kids love it. In fact, let me get a picture of you. Okay, so let's get your face over in here. Okay, so that's you there. So let's take a look at you young. Oh, look at you young. Ooh. Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so...
Wait, college me is still female?
That's collage. By the way, Mr. Vanian is a math teacher, not an English teacher. So that's FaceApp. So what we're going to do is we have a lot of students that are getting ready for their finals. And on their finals, they're going to have to know their presidents. So I am going to show you a FaceApp'd picture of a president. I'm also going to give you 3 clues, and at the end of the 3 clues, you have to guess who that president is. You're also going to play at home. Make sure you put in the comments what your score was. Let's go for our first FaceApp president. Here are your clues. He led a militia of Virginians into the Ohio River Valley, attacked a group of French settlers outside Fort Duquesne, and, in effect, started the French and Indian War. Second clue, he appointed Alexander Hamilton, much to the delight of theater goers 230 years later. Third clue, he spoke against political parties, only to have political parties immediately form as he was leaving office. Who is this FaceApp'd president?
George Washington.
Yay! It is George Washington! So very good. We're 1 for 1. I'm going to keep track. See, pretty easy, right?
The first one was George Washington before you even started reading.
Yes.
This one is...
This one's a little bit tougher. Obviously, we have used the woman feature. Okay? President number 2. Though the percentage of popular votes he received in his first victory was the 3rd smallest of all time, he benefited from Roosevelt and Taft splitting Republicans. Clue 2. As part of his 14 points, he proposed a League of Nations to deal with international issues. Ironically, the United States declined to join this association. And clue 3, he suffered a series of strokes, and some say his wife actually ran his administration during its final years. Who is this FaceApp'd president?
Woodrow.
This is Woodrow Wilson! Yay! Woo! Woodrow Wilson! Alright, so you're 2 for 2. You're doing pretty well. I did say that Mr. Avanian is a math teacher for him, so just as an aside, I have a math problem that I'm going to put him on the spot for. If a train leaves Boston going 100 miles per hour, and another leaves New York going 80 miles per hour, has anyone on either of those trains ever used the quadratic formula in real life?
Are any of them math teachers?
No.
Then no.
Okay, good. Just so you know, you're never going to use it in real life. It's useless. President 3. Oh.
Beethoven?
No, he's not Beethoven. Beethoven was never president. Along with his brother, he was contracted into indentured servitude. The 2 of them escaped after 2 years and never returned. Clue number 2. As a senator for Tennessee, he was the only Southerner to retain his seat, refusing to secede. And the final clue? He was the first president to be impeached, in his case, for violating the Tenure of Office Act. He would remain in office by 1 vote. Who is this FaceApp'd president?
Andrew Johnson.
This is Andrew Johnson. There we go. 3 for 3. And number 4. I swear I had a teacher who looked exactly like that.
Van Halen?
Kind of, yes. Van Helen.
Joke.
He was the supreme commander of the Allied expeditionary forces in Europe during World War II, despite never seeing a single day of active combat. As president, he believed in a balance between having a strong national defense and diplomacy, and warned of the influence of what he called the military-industrial complex. And clue number 3, as president, he had all squirrels removed from the White House grounds because they ruined his custom putting green, adding, "The next time you see one of those squirrels go near my putting green, take a gun and shoot it." Who is this FaceApp'd president?
Wow, that clue was very different from the others. Dwight D. Eisenhower.
This is Dwight D. Eisenhower. He hated squirrels. He liked putting. So you're halfway through and you've got every single one of them. All right, you do know some actually important things. All right, President number 5.
Pythagorean theorem is very sad.
When he was 13 years old, he was taken as a prisoner of war by the British and was even scarred when he refused to shine an officer's boot. Clue number 2. He killed a man in a duel. He didn't fire first, and his foe didn't miss. This future president took a bullet to the chest, stood up again, and then blew his opponent away. Clue number 3. His unique form of democracy was said to be more inclusive to the common man, which may explain why, to end his out-of-control inaugural reception, he had tubs of whiskey set up on the White House lawn. Oh, and you get a bonus clue, or a bonus alternative fact clue. Had he been a little later, he would have prevented the Civil War. Who is this president?
Well, I thought it was Andrew Jackson. Does I still think it's Andrew Jackson? Andrew Jackson.
It is Andrew Jackson! He did all of those things, and our bonus alternative fact was told to us by President Trump.
I mean, had Andrew Jackson been a little bit later, you wouldn't have had the Civil War.
Ah, okay.
So we are up to President number 6. I swear that was one of my friend's moms. He won the largest percentage of electoral votes since World War II, 97.58%, and he did this while becoming the oldest person ever elected president at 73 years old. Trump is the oldest first-term president at 70 and a half. Clue number 2. He hardlined the Soviet Union, playing the part of Cold War decorator and saying, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And clue number 3. The only thing he liked better than trickle-down economics was jelly beans. Who is this FaceApp'd president?
Ronald Reagan.
This is Ronald Reagan! There we go. Oh. I want to take a brief second out of our game to plug...
That'd be math.
No, not math! The official MrBettsClass t-shirt that you can get from my Redbubble store, linked down in the description. You can get this t-shirt design. There's 3 other designs, and you can get it on hoodies. You can get it on laptop protectors. So it's the perfect gift for the teacher that got you through the year, or for the student that gave it their all. President number 7. Okay. I gotta say, this president, out of all the ones that turned into females, I think this one's the most attractive. It's a very low bar that's been set.
Regina Reagan has something to say.
She looks like a Regina! Yes, she does. Like his mentor, Jackson, this president wanted to dismantle the National Bank. In fact, he so looked up to Old Hickory that he was given the name Young Hickory. Clue number 2. His administration enlarged the United States more than any other, with perhaps the exception of Jefferson, due to gains through the Mexican-American War and the Oregon Treaty. And clue number 3. He kept his word to only be a one-term president and did not seek re-election, but rather retired to his Nashville home and died 3 months later at the age of 53. Who is this FaceApp'd president?
James Polk.
Oh, you did it! You did it! James Polk. Did I give you one for the last one? No, I did, yes. So there you go. You did check up there. It is James Polk. Before we do the last one, I just want to thank you guys, the viewers. This past weekend, MrBettsClass went over 30,000 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you. And I want to remind you to make sure that you have subscribed, and make sure you like this video, and make sure you come back week after week, because we're going to be learning all throughout the summer and getting you ready for the new school year in the fall. Are you ready for the final president?
Final president?
Final president? We're only doing 8.
There's like 40-ish more.
Yes, but I'm not doing 40 with you. Final president. And it's a bit of a nightmare. There's a smiling filter, which I went through first. And then I think I went through the old age filter, and then back through the alternate boy filters to just make an abomination before God. President number 8. As a native New Yorker, he would serve as New York City Police Commissioner, New York State Assemblyman, and even Governor of New York. Clue number 2. This progressive president was known as a trust buster, though in actuality, he really only wanted to bust trusts that he saw as bad, like the Northern Security Company. Number 3, he was the first American president to win the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the Treaty of Portsmouth, which ended the Russo-Japanese War. And And bonus clue, while trying to return to the presidency in 1912, he was shot and then, with the bullet still in him, delivered a 90-minute speech opening with, "Friends, I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know whether you fully understand that I have just been shot." Who is this final FaceApp'd president?
Theodore Roosevelt is awesome.
Theodore Roosevelt is the manliest man that ever ran before. All right, so that's our FaceApp'd president review. I would like to thank Mr. Avanian for joining me.
It was fun.
I will see you next week. Until then, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Be safe. I'll see you next time.